Oh yeah, we back with another episode here on the Twisted T2, baby. And guess what? Yesterday, in case you missed it, well, we got into where a 20-year marriage was ending because the wife said the husband was having a blaze-on affair all over the internet, and who knows what else may have gone on. Oh yeah, you can check that out. Today, well, we're gonna get into something a lot of people know all too well: tipping, right? And at the moment, this person wants to know, are they the A for not tipping? Yeah, no, wild game out there. Let's hear what they got to say. Now, they kept it short and sweet, it looked like. I went to sit down, and my waiter, let's just call the person Brad, took my order, then disappeared. So you gave him the whole order in the beginning. Okay. Didn't check in, didn't refill my drink, didn't even bring the food. Some random food runner did. Then, when the check came, Brad magically reappeared, circled the suggested tip, and gave me a big smile. Hey, buddy, like we've been through something together. This guy, what am I tipping for? You don't want me. And you didn't wait on me. You didn't actually do the job, is what status jackfruit 6397 is stating. Okay? You didn't wait on me. You just took my order and vanished like a magician. So I left no tip. And now my friends are calling me the a-hole because that's just how restaurants work, is what they say. Am I the A? All right, well, if you're telling us this person actually didn't wait on you, then they didn't do anything. And this comes from somebody who's been in the business for years. Okay? It's messy, right? All right, so I do understand that the food runner brought your food out. Good, somebody else was there. Hopefully, if you even wanted a refill, I hope that you got one and somebody else was able to make sure that that was taken care of for you. But if you really didn't see this person from the time that he took your order in the beginning and the time that you sat down, then, well, you're pretty much inclined to do whatever you feel. Now, status jackfruit, my question to you, other than your name, is you say that he came, took the order, kept it moving, right? If anybody else was there helping out and kind of making things happen, did you have everything you needed to have, right? I get that he didn't provide you with an experience because he sure didn't. And that's kind of what you're paying for, is for people to provide an experience, right? That's what the tipping part comes in. So if you had everything that you needed, even though you say he didn't refill your drink, right? But did someone else refill your drink? Did you have to flag people down, or did someone ask you? Because he could have had back servers and he was just a front person who had to come in, say something, and then step back and let others do the job. So, and I get it. You ain't trying to pay for that. So, it doesn't tell us in complete whole about the situation. Now, if this person did exactly as you said, and you didn't have what you needed, because here's the thing: if you had what you needed, and let's just say another person like the busser was coming in taking care of stuff for you, pay that person. Get that person something and be like, yo, thank you, right? Appreciate that. Let's check the comments. You know what I mean? So, circling the tip amount was simply too cheeky. Yeah, a cheesy grin and a circle tip is a guilt trip on a customer when a server knows they didn't do their job. It's a possibility. He was like, yo, I do think it's messed up that, he chose to circle that and do that for you, because that's messed up, right? Especially when you know you didn't do your job. And you damn sure didn't go above and beyond. You're like, easy money today. It's fun to play dumb here. Hi, Brad. Were you my waiter? I don't think I've seen you before. My waiter checked on me and refilled my drink. be sure to tell me where I can find him so I can leave the tip with him. Right? You want to leave, like I said, hook up the person. Oh no, you're not my waiter. The guy who waited on the table was proceeded to be described as the busboy. Then he says, how much do you be giving this poor service? And he said he's new. Hey, that's what I said, not for nothing, but like if the busboy or someone else was helping out, even though this is another person making the comment, you could have took care of that person. Okay? I've had that happen to me. After I came, I flagged down the person that actually waited on me, and I gave her the cash tip. On my way out, I also let manager know what happened and that I tipped out the person that waited on me so they don't get accused of stealing. Okay. It's a good way to go about it. What's that? Gronkamorky. All right, David, what you're saying is I am a waiter with over 10 years experience. Tell your friends that I said you are 100% not the A. The server didn't take good care of you, so he deserved nothing. Thank you so much for this. I'm good with tipping, but when someone does no more, sometimes less, than a cashier at a fast food restaurant, they don't deserve it. Not the A. No service, no tip. Pretty straightforward. Dude should have had at least asked you if everything was okay or a refill as the bare minimum. Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, if he didn't do that and someone else was doing it for you, pay that person. But you didn't. At least you didn't tell us you did. Not the A. I'd write, and I'd write why. Especially the didn't check on me or refill my drink part. That is not how restaurants work. Restaurants do work like that, but we need to collectively take a stand. I got pickup food and I got pickup food and I'm given machines with 15, 18, 20% options. Tip for what? Because I came to pick up my food. Restaurants need to pay a living wage to their employees, and tip is for good service, not just service. Okay. You're not alone. Anytime I pick up food, I don't tip. Hey, listen, I ain't even mad at you for picking up food where no one did anything and not tipping. And I get it. Look, I get it. All right. Unless, again, there's a certain customer experience that's provided inside the pickup. There's a, hey, do you have, come here, let me show you that bag. Let me see, open it up for you. Let me show you what's in it. Matter of fact, did you need any extra of this? Was you looking for any extra of that? But if it's one of them pickups, drop, here you go and goodbye, man, look, I get it. I get it. Especially inside of low fast food and pickup spots. Like, I 100% understand that. Okay, now, here's what I'll say also. All right. If the people who are providing the takeout most of the times are earning livable wages, I'm just saying, most of those people who are providing takeout are most likely being paid by the hour. All right. Now, not the A, but in cases like that, if there is a good busboy / girl around, I make sure to tip them something. Because they're able to avoid doing their job because they're not able to avoid doing their job. I'm gonna need some water in a second. I have worked in the food industry, not the A. It would be one thing if you told us that it was obviously that Brad had 15 tables and was one of the only 2 servers on an incredibly busy Saturday night. Because in a case like that, you probably are going to have a hostess or someone else try to refill your drinks, or a food runner who does that. You would probably have a manager trying to touch tables, basically as many as they can. The bartender themselves may run your drinks over. The busboy may actually be taking things from the table, um, near the table and Glacier Way to see if there's something they can get you. Basically, the rest of the restaurant staff is going to go out their way to help if it is like one or two servers who are massively overworked. But this, no, 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 no. This is not how service should be handled. You should have seen Brad within a few bites of getting your food. So that, if anything, was wrong. They could get and immediately correct. You should have seen Brad a little further along service to see if he was doing okay or still about dessert or needing refills. So you're not the A. Like we said, not the A in this situation. Obviously a touchy subject for most people, but it's a job nonetheless. Realistically, as a server, your job is to do the job. Make sure that people have what they need to be able to eat and enjoy their experience. And if you can't provide that and you are undertipped and you choose to complain, sometimes you got to look in the mirror. Now, there are times where you're undertipped and you did provide that. It's making up for other times. And, well, there are times where some people just don't know how to tip in general. This doesn't seem like one of them. This seems like this person may have wanted to tip and chose not to tip due to the circumstances. Now, I also don't know if this person went in and said, you know what, I'm going to save some money when I get the bill, and I ain't going to tip because I ain't seen my server. Yeah, that's a good way to save $20 on this bill. But I doubt it. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You just also never know. So, with that being said, we are going to take off, right? And we're going to bring you more episodes like this because we think it's kind of interesting, right? Pay your bill, don't pay your bill. See if they deserve it, see if they don't deserve it. You know what I mean? You know what? Let's see. Oh, wow. This one's a little bit long. All right. Let's see what it has to say, though. It seems to be still in the tipping realm. Okay. And it's saying, whew, am I the asshole for not tipping after overhearing what my waitress said about me? I am a 30-year-old female. I was at a restaurant last night with my mother. She was meeting my boyfriend's mom for the first time. We're punctual people, so we got there about 30 minutes before our reservation. That's definitely punctual. That's real early. Whew, we got seated with no issues. That's real early. Depending on where you are, that could be bad. It took the waitress 20 minutes to get even to the table. The restaurant was pretty empty. Right away, I could tell she didn't want to wait on us. She didn't greet us with a hello. She just asked what we wanted to drink. We told her, and I noticed that she didn't write down the order. It took about another 15 minutes for our drinks to get to the table. And well, they were wrong. It's hard to mess up a ginger ale and a vodka soda, but she didn't. My mom pointed out that she didn't order a Pepsi, and the waitress rolled her eyes, took my mother's glass, and disappeared. I excused myself to the washroom. Oh, wow. Shortly after, I had no idea where I was going, so I went to the entrance to ask the hostess there. While I was walking up to the server area, I overheard my waitress talking to some of the other hosts. She was pissed that she had to wait on a black table because they never tip. Well, my mother and I were the only black people in the restaurant. She wasn't even whispering when she said it. I was stunned. But her lack of effort started to make sense. I interrupted their conversation and I asked where was the bathroom. I didn't tell her that I heard her or that I heard what they talked about. When I got to the bathroom, my boyfriend and his mom were already seated. My boyfriend and his mother are white. When my waitress saw the rest of our party, she did a quick 180. Her service was stellar. She just took notes, told jokes, and watered our glasses. And our water glasses were always filled. She didn't make another mistake. Because the night went so well, I decided to treat everyone and pay the check. She gave me the machine, but I smiled at her and I keyed in 0 for a tip. She didn't notice until after the receipt had been printed out. By that time, all of us had already started to leave. She tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I had made a mistake on the bill. I told her I didn't think so, and I looked at the receipt, and she asked was there a problem with her service. And I said to her, her service was fantastic, but since I was a black woman, I don't tip well. Her face went white, and she kind of laughed nervously, and I laughed as well. I walked out. I walked out after that, but my boyfriend's mom asked what happened. I told her what I overheard, and my boyfriend's mom said I should have tipped her anyway. I should have tipped her anyway because it shows character. She seemed pretty pissed at me after that. My boyfriend and my mom are both on my side, but I'm wondering if I should have just thrown a $2 tip. Okay. This one's interesting, I must say. All right. And now look, now in the service industry, it is a huge thing that, quote unquote, that they say that black people don't tip, right? They've been saying that thing for years. And it's messy. I say it's messy because some people tip, some people don't tip. I'm just saying. Some do, some don't. And it's not just black people, it's people in general these days. So let's, it's just that was the stigma that was created throughout years. So again, it's been what's put out there. So knowing that, you do go out most of the time, for some people, pieces of piles, and give lack of service. Now, the messy part is that the young lady was able to see the turnaround in service and or hear what was said about her if what was said was to be true. Now, if what was said to be true, in my honest opinion, as much as I would like to say, yeah, you was right in giving nothing, your mother-in-law, well, not your mother-in-law, but your boyfriend's mother does have a very good point in the fact that in life, we can't choose to stoop to certain levels of other people based off of what was said and what was done, because we just can't allow other people's ignorance to be able to affect us in our zone. Okay? When you're in your zone, you're in your zone. You cannot allow other people's things to affect that. So, you didn't have to give her 20%, but if you threw her $2, I bet you it would have hurt her more. Because here's the thing. To receive no tip, which she already expected, and just decided to change it when certain people came around, would have really hurt if that tip was like a 10 or a 7%er. Because then they go, damn, I just got enough to tip out on the table. Because you see, that server also has to pay tip out on the table for other things going on behind the scenes, which that just cost that server's pocket. And, you might temporarily feel good about it. But truthfully, you would have felt better if you threw that $2 tip you just mentioned down there. Now, let's see what other people have to say. Because I do think that your mother-in-law is right about it showing character, and that, you can't allow other people to get you out there. All right. Not the asshole. I worked as a server for 6 years, and I would absolutely not expect a tip for behaving like this to customers. She probably does not make much in tips, and this industry isn't for her. It's so inappropriate to ask people why they don't tip you. This is so embarrassing. I mean, Ella, I agree as far as, look, I've worked in all types of areas, all right, in that industry, and in some of those areas, you really do want to ask them, yo, what's wrong? I need the money because I'm paying out on this. So what's going on? but it is not professional, especially depending on where you are inside of the restaurant industry. Now, she didn't say that she gave really bad service. She actually said she gave great service once everybody arrived. Okay. Because she turned it around. Now, obviously, if the other two people showed up and they were also black, it would have been interesting to see if she continued to give out that crappy service. But considering how you now said that she just gave you all phenomenal service, it got off to a rocky start. You could have just let her know simply, you found out what was said, and that would have already took her down a loop and maybe taught her to mind her manners. Agreed. When working in the service, I noticed the trend of who tipped and who didn't tip, and the trends didn't just apply to black people. I'm telling you, it doesn't just apply to black people. I gave the same level standard service to anyone as if they were regulars. As a matter of fact, whether or not you would or wouldn't get tipped. Valid point. Because as you do that, you're supposed to go in there with that mindset like, yo, I'm going to make this money. I'm going to get tipped. Because when you think that you're not, you're going to give out shit service. And like you're saying, AJ, Dylan's middle leg, you're bugging with the name, bro. I'm being paid to generally provide a service. I mean, look, I think we're all on the same page here, right? But that person did provide the service. She just happened to overhear the same shit that you motherfuckers probably say in the back too sometimes. So let's not act like y'all ain't say the same stuff in the back sometimes. And here we are going, oh yeah, let me write a different thing on Reddit, right? Let's not play that game. I'm just saying, again, she should have threw her a couple dollars only because she said her service was impeccable after. And if she gave shit service, I'd be like, yo, great, don't tip her. But she gave you impeccable service, so you didn't need anything. Nothing. That's some priceless shit right there. Okay. This person definitely wouldn't have tipped even after that. Even if the waitress knew it was bad when she asked why, I would have told her no reason and just look. Only not tipping was a kindness. She could have complained to the manager, left bad review. She could have done a lot of things. You're right. I wonder why people of color not tip her well. I wonder why people of color not tip her well. I wonder if it might possibly be because she gives them shitty service. No, that's exactly what that is, Jim. JM. Jim Obama. Honestly, she needs to learn the lesson the hard way. Be kind to people, don't stereotype, don't discriminate, and don't talk badly behind people's back. She's not the A. Okay. So a lot of people feel like, shows character. What character? That you're a doormat who can be walked over. Your boyfriend's mom sounds kind of stupid. I agree with the conversation with the manager, or better, the owner. It's definitely warranted. They need to know what's going on in their restaurant. Nah, no tip is fine. Actually, should have left a negative review too, naming her. Maybe asking her boss for that, and calling her out. Who look, as messy as it is and as messy as it sounds, a lot of the things, obviously, guys, we gotten down the post, it gets into the racist side of things and that person being a racist. And look, life, I know that we like to look at it and be like, okay, it's all color-coded and clear, but, those stereotypes and stuff start, obviously, and still continue and haven't changed in a lot of places, right? A lot of times they're joked about, and we can sit back and laugh with some of our peers now with some of the stuff, but in some places, it's real. It's real, okay? And now, even though she said that she hates to wait on black people because they don't tip, that's a stereotype. It's a stereotype, right? We don't know if that girl's best friend is black. I doubt it, but we don't know it because we don't know him, okay? Right? But my thing is, she said that she gave great service, right? Whether she's a racist or not, her service was impeccable. And Obviously, in the beginning of it, she felt some type of way, and at the end, it was different. Like I said, I think that, you giving that person the $2, the $2, $3, $4, again, it doesn't technically go to them. It goes to their tip out pool. Even though most people don't know that or understand that, especially if they're in a restaurant where that's a thing. It's going to get pulled out, right? So they wouldn't have made nothing on that, but everybody else would have got their little small pocket change. But I want for you to go ahead and leave what you feel in the comments below. Do you think that not tipping that person was okay? The one in the beginning? Look, not tipping the person in the beginning, definitely okay. That motherfucker didn't deserve it, all right? This person right here, they said did their job, even though she says some shit that you hear in the industry all the time, right? And guess what? Even black people in the industry say it about black people. White people say it about white people. People say it. It isn't just about black and white, red, blue, green. Listen, all cultures, and in all demographics, you got some non-tipping people, right? And you got some great tipping individuals, and you got some non-tipping individuals, all right? I'm just saying, if it's across the board with all of them, all cultures. It ain't a black and white thing, all right? So with that being said, don't forget, y'all keep your head on a swivel, because not everybody out there got your best interests. Oh yeah, and keep tuning into these as we continue to bring you more, all right? Thank you for checking out an episode of the Twisted Tea 2, where we're reading these Reddits to you. Peace out.